everybody, Lord Maim here with part 14 of the Mass Effect 3 Insanity walkthrough, Priority Citadel. Now this is of course the actual Priority Citadel mission, not the previous one which had shown up in your journal, which had been merely to go to the Citadel after the Priority Mars. That mission did not count towards the Unwavering trophy or the Insanity trophy, only this one does. Confusingly, they both have the exact same name, but I think you can put it together just from the fact that you're actually, fighting things this time. The first encounter is relatively basic with a half dozen assault troopers, 4 centurions, and a combat engineer in the mix just to make things interesting. If you don't have the sniper rifle enhanced scope mod active on your sniper rifle, then you're going to want to make the Centurions your priority target simply because the construction of the area with 3 relatively narrow walkways, any sort of deployment of smoke is really a pain in the ass. You can stay back at the beginning of the area and snipe with your sniper rifle, or what is going to be easier is once you've taken care of the enemies in the immediate area, move up and to the upper right hand side where you can get a little bit of high ground, some protection from some of the enemy fire down below. Take out targets of opportunity and continue to move to the right, stopping for any kind of Centurions or combat engineers that happen to poke their heads out. A good thing to do would be to set your squad to stay near the beginning to draw enemy fire and to distract them from you as you flank them to the right. That way you can split up and hit them from the side while they're distracted. Typically that allows you to line up a headshot with them very easily. Because of the large number of enemies and the fact that the room is wide open, best to move from cover to cover while going through these open areas. Depending on the placement of the turret, or if the combat engineer actually manages to get a turret out, you'll want to take those out as quickly as possible as well. They lay down a continuous stream of fire, which is usually deadly to either you or your squad mates that poke their head out. And I think we've known by now, by getting to this point in the game, that the squad mates sometimes charge just because they like death. Their own, but regardless. Once you've taken care of all the enemies in the area, you'll hear Bailey call you over. Walking up to him, you'll trigger a cinematic by talking to him. Once you've moved into the next area, there'll be another short cinematic. Afterwards, you can move towards the door at the back of the area and continue onward. Second encounter occurs almost right away with the 2 assault troopers with their backs to you facing the opposite door. Once you open fire, however, the remainder of the wave will trigger in sequence. Incidentally, where you're dealing with shield generators in this area, bear in mind that you cannot shoot through the glass or plexiglass that are in the railings. You'll see I'll try to do it here in a minute, and there's no way to get through. So you have to either line it up in such a way that you can shoot it through sort of the stairwells from the ground floor, or just run up and take care of it like I do here. And again, repairing these generators will allow them to operate for you instead of the enemy, which is always nice in areas where you may or may not have an encounter right away. Advance a little bit more and you'll trigger the second part of this encounter, which is just a couple extra assault troopers towards the end here. They all come down right in the same general area, so a singularity usually can take care of them and incapacitate them before they can do any damage to you. Once you've taken care of the last of the enemies, take a moment to search through the area and grab whatever ammunition you can to bring your ammo back up to full if it isn't already. Then proceed to the door to hack it and move on to the next area. Third encounter occurs immediately on opening the door, and again you get the jump on the enemy just from coming from behind. With your initial attack, you can usually take out the Guardian before he can turn around and face a shield towards you. The two Centurions, though, are obviously shielded right at the beginning, so you can't get them all with the Singularity until you wear down their shields. There is also a combat engineer summon in here. You can hear that there's already a turret out wailing on the back side of that wall. Luckily it's in such a position that it can't really hit you from here. You can move up the stairs and cheat the corner there to take care of it after you've gotten rid of the combat engineer in any case. It's like having another soldier on the field. Yeah, I know, wrong franchise, but anyway. Large cache of ammunition up there, so you should be able to stock up fairly quickly. If you backtrack a little bit here to this bathroom, you'll also be able to pick up one of my favorite weapons from Mass Effect 2, the Revenant. However, it isn't necessarily your best weapon to choose going forward. I didn't seem to use it much in Mass Effect 3, and I think they may have nerfed it a little bit. Don't tell anyone. Coming around this corner, you'll see there's a combat engineer who is doing something to a panel. You can take him by surprise, whack his shields, and hit him with a Singularity immediately, taking him out of the action. Ooh, rare entry. Once you've taken care of him, hop through the window, shoot the latch off the panel, and hit the button there. You can also use the weapons bench if you happen to have really wanted to try out that Revenant, but I don't recommend it. At the end of the hall, you'll move up the elevator. Get a nice slow loading sequence. In this area at the end of the hall will be a door that you'll have to trigger a computer panel to allow you to proceed. You can also backtrack after hitting that panel to that area where I had just looked through the window, and there is a that lock will actually disengage as well, and there will be some extra pickups and a gun there, in addition to the handgun that was on the ground in the hallway here that I didn't pick up and just didn't care about. Fifth encounter again. Assault troopers not looking at you. It's my favorite kind of encounter because it basically ends before they realize they're being attacked. In the next area, the encounter won't trigger until you've advanced far enough into the area, and it's basically at the far end of this room. There it is. Encounter 6 has a stack of assault troopers coming from the blown out section of the wall there through the window. If you can get a singularity up early, you can actually control the flow into the room. However, there is also the Centurion that comes down regardless, which won't be affected by the singularity initially. There's plenty of room to hide behind cover and cheat the corner here, so don't be in a hurry to advance into this room until everything is dead. That'll leave a mark. Hopping through the windows, scour the area for more ammunition before heading to the stairwell at the back side of the room. Once you get to the top of the stairs, there'll be a cinematic that triggers the fight with Kaileng, and a rather cool exchange here with Thane, assuming he survived Mass Effect 2. One of my favorite characters from Mass Effect 2, and he definitely gets an awesome send-off. It's just unfortunate. Towards the end of the cinematic sequence, Kaileng will sabotage your ship, your transport as you're flying, causing you to crash, and leading directly into Encounter 7, which will be first encounter with the Cerberus Phantom. Phantoms are unique in that they do have a cloaking ability they use sometimes, but also the powerful barrier that they start with. One of the things you can do is actually use Liara's stasis to lock them down as soon as they appear. Then you can wail on them with just your regular ammo, or if you have the bonus power warp ammo or Liara's warp itself, you can trigger a detonation of the stasis, doing a great deal of damage to that barrier and usually wiping it out, even on insanity difficulty. Encounter 8 happens almost immediately after Encounter 7 once you've advanced far enough down this walkway. Just be two nemesis taking pot shots at you from beyond the next jump. Take care of these two, and then once you've taken care of them, scour the area for more ammunition before proceeding. When you're ready, jump across the gap, leading directly into Encounter 9. Encounter 9 has 3 assault troopers, 2 phantoms, and 2 nemesis, or nemeses. You're going to want to take care of the phantoms the second they get anywhere near you, because they can easily cut down your forces in a matter of seconds. Sometimes, though, targets of opportunity just, throw themselves at you. What can you do? But keep an eye on your radar. Oop, there's the phantom there. It only took a couple of swipes before Liara was just so much bloody chum on the ground. Revive them right away with the Unity ability, and then proceed. If you can get away with reviving them directly without using a metagel, so much the better. Usually, though, if they're just been killed by a phantom, the phantom's about ready to start slicing in your face. So Unity is usually the way to go so that you can continue to fire. There's the second phantom. Again, hit the phantom with stasis immediately. Stop it in its tracks. Assuming you can get a clear shot. There we go. So once they're in stasis, they're pretty much just target practice at that point. It doesn't take much at that point to wear them down and end them. Just a few easy shots and the phantom's dead. Assuming anything has survived up to this point, take care of it, then scour the area for additional ammunition before proceeding through the doorway at the end of the area. Once you pop through this doorway, the far door where the objective marker is will close and you'll be forced to jump through the window. Jump down to this balcony and proceed from there. You'll see I wasn't able to get a full complement of ammo, even scouring the whole area I just come from. So be careful. If necessary, you can pick up the static spawns, use a quick save, reload your quick save, and the static spawns will be back again, allowing you to pick up additional ammo in areas where there aren't that many pickups. This will only work for static spawns, however, not ammo that's dropped by enemies that have been killed. So take a note of where regular spawns are in each area as you proceed. The Atlas will be your prime concern, not only because of the rockets in the face, but because most of the other enemies will hang back. If you want to swap out your sniper rifle or your assault rifle's ammo power for the electric rounds at this point, the overload ammo, that'll be a good idea. That will take care of the shield on the Atlas, as well as the fact that it is a mechanized unit. It takes additional damage from that in any case. What I would suggest, however, is using your sniper rifle, and after the ammo, after the shield drops, swap back to your incendiary ammo. It seems to do more damage against armor either way. If you do have a powerful enough sniper rifle, you can just use it to snipe out the glass in the cockpit and then shoot the pilot inside. Then you can take his place, turn that Atlas around, and start raining death down on your enemies. Once you're in the Atlas, it's all over but the crime. Two main attacks, the missile and the gun. The gun doesn't have much of a blast radius. It has a little bit, but Usually not enough to hit unless you're like hitting your target directly. The missile has a fair blast radius, but usually is a lot less easy to hit something unless you have a lock. Once you're done killing things, pop out of the Atlas and scour the whole area for ammunition before proceeding, then go through the door and you'll get another cinematic with Kai Lang entering an elevator. You'll enter a parallel elevator and have a nice sequence chasing the cars up the shaft. All told, there will be 3 other elevator cars that you'll interact with. The first one, there isn't an encounter that associated with it. All you're doing is shooting out some panels on the underside of the elevator. Those 2 power conduits, you notice that they'll light up with a life meter. If you're aiming at one that doesn't have that life meter, it means you've hit it already and you can stop firing at it. Sometimes it's a little bit tough to tell just by looking at it whether or not you've killed it if you're not looking for that life meter at the very top of the screen. On top of the elevator will be a phantom which will leap over to your car unless you hit it with stasis right away. And then once inside the car opens up, that panel will reveal 3 additional assault troopers which you and your squad can take out. Hide behind one of the 2 panels on top of your car to get some cover. And every time Bailey mentions more incoming forces, quickly hit your L2 or R2 buttons to bring up the radar so you'll be able to see on which side the enemies are coming from so that you can get behind cover to protect yourself before they get into firing range. If you don't manage to hit cover immediately, it's not a huge deal. The last half of this encounter is just 3 assault troopers. The angle of their attack, though, can sometimes make cover problematic, so it's best to just hit them with a singularity immediately. Usually, because the singularity flings them off in a random direction, because you're on top of this car, you usually don't even have to shoot it at them. They'll just fly out of the range and die, and that will end the encounter. Once you draw level with the counselor's car, you'll get a prompt for the viewpoint. Jump across the council elevator, and you will trigger the cinematic that will lead into the end of the mission, including a pivotal relationship moment with the Mass Effect 1 character that is in the game, assuming you're trying to romance them. But that will bring us to the end of the Part 14 of the Mass Effect 3 Insanity walkthrough, Priority Citadel. Join us next time for Part 15, Lessus Ardit Yakshi Monastery. Till then, I'm Lord Maim. Thanks for watching.